Hello there guys, and welcome to the second race of Hardware Racing League Beta Tier for, well, I just said that earlier, round number 2 in Great Britain. And just a little thing to say, before the race I was outside of my house for like 8 or 9 hours, and before that I just woke up very early, like at 5:30 a.m. to practice, because I knew that I was going to be outside my house for a long time. That would affect my practice hours, so I had to just do that very early. Yeah, I was doing decently, and I was setting decent times, although I couldn't set a faster lap time than Tamal, but still, Tamal is just a very fast driver, and well, I think he's the fastest one on this league, so I don't have to worry about. I think I'll just only be the second driver behind Tamal. And speaking of Tamal, he's moved to McLaren. I don't know why, but he decided to leave Aston Martin and move to McLaren mid-season. And now my teammate is Godly, and I wasn't very comfortable that Godly was my teammate, because I know that he's been dirty in the races I got with him. For example, in Brazil, in Elite League Racing Cup, season 9, round number 10, he crashed with Esteban in qualifying, and well, that's the one that I remember the most. So meanwhile, we are on an outlap, and well, we're just heating up our soft tires. And after I returned to my home, I just took a little break, and then I just practiced. I had to practice, or else I will not perform properly in the race. So yeah, that's just very obvious to practice. And well, we are about to set our, to begin to set our first flying lap of this session, and we are about to begin now. So we are now heading into Abbey, the right hand corner, and it's very easily flat out. We are now heading into Village and Loop. These corners, I just got the snap of oversteer, and now into Loop. Unfortunately, I just touched the sausage curbs, which meant that I lost lots of tenths, because as I saw in time trials, touching the sausage curbs can affect extremely your time, so better avoid these sausage curbs. Meanwhile, we are now into lap field, and I needed to get it a little bit cautiously, although I present that in this case. As you can see, I got the snap of oversteer. Now we're heading into the famous Cops corner, and done it flat out, although that's going to be in certain conditions. In soft tires, very easily to do it flat out, as well as Maggots and the first part of Beckett's, although and now these corners were getting sharper, and that meant I couldn't do that thing flat out, whereas I would lose time or run wide. And now we're heading to the Bell corner and braking and not touching the sausage curb, and we are about to finish the lap, and we are about to exit Club corner. We have exited, and we just set a lap time of 1:26.259, which puts us into provisional pole. And I was having a little bit of expectations to fight for pole, although it was not much for hope, because of Tamal. And also, Terrific is in this race. I remember that he was my teammate back in League Champions Advance, and we were fighting for positions. In qualifying, I knew that he was a little bit within my pace. I remember beating me in qualifying every single time. Yeah, I remember out qualifying him. Well, I think he isn't that fast as Tamal, but still, I need to fight a lot in order to beat Terrific, although I think he is slightly slower than me. maximum like the same pace as me, but we are now in our out lap, and I don't know why am I hitting my tires. I need to save those soft tires for my second flying lap, because remember, I have the balanced set of tire location, and we're seeing that we just got past the pit lane entry, and like I said, just do a cheeky move. Well, hope I'm not under investigation after that. Well, the game didn't give me a warning. These players didn't get affected, so I don't know, maybe they won't send me a report, so I might be safe, but well, I'm not guaranteed that I'm safe after that thing, so well, let's hope I don't get the penalty because of that. In these post-race penalties that they get by the league stewards. Meanwhile, we're now just waiting a few seconds before leaving the garage. We're about to set another lap time with these same soft tires, because remember, we only have 3 soft tires, and I'm only using 2 during qualifying, and I'm saving just 1 for the race. And well, as you can see, I was just comparing the laps between the softs and mediums, just to see how far is Tamal with me, because Tamal and Terrific both set lap times with medium tires, and that's why I'm still in provisional pole. And after seeing that, I was feeling a little bit more secure that I could get maybe pole position, but we are about to leave the garage and just set a practice lap time. So we are now into the hangar straight. I was doing a decent lap time with those used softs, and until Stowe when I just got a bad exit, and we are heading into Bell, and unfortunately I just started the soft curve, and that meant that I lost way more time, and we're heading to set the lap time, finish that, and well, Tamal was right behind me, and he set a quicker lap time than me, with time faster than the 126. He is the first person into sub 126, I was going to say into 125s in this session, so yeah, that's just pretty bad for me, but still I'm just hoping I can set a better lap time than him when I just get into the pit lane, wait until the 2-minute mark and leave the garage with new softs and set a good lap time, and hope I can do that thing. But I have to execute the corners very good, not what I'm doing now, but well, this is an out lap, so I mean in lap, man, I'm just getting confused with those words, man. Sorry about that, but yeah, this is my in lap, so I'm not doing a good effort to do a great cornering speed, so yeah, I'm just heading to the pit lane, and this time I'm not getting past the pit lane entry, and well, I just exited the pit lane speed, although it isn't that concerning in the other sessions other than race, because they just only give you a warning. I'm just practicing in which place to brake before entering the pit lane, because if I just get past the pit lane, and I mean, if I speed in the pit lane during the race, I get a 5-second time penalty, and that's the thing I don't want to have. So, well, let's just do that thing that I have said when I was entering Luffield. Alright, so we are about to begin our third and final flying lap, and as you can see in the qualifying table, which shows you the positions, at least the drivers that are between me, I dropped down to 3rd place because Raptor set a faster lap time than me, so I decided to just go for it, and we are now setting a decent lap time for now, because exiting entry we are now gaining over 3 tenths of a second, and we're seeing that Tamal set a lap time so fast that I'm not seeing that I can beat his lap time. He set a lap time better than my lap time I did in time trials, which was a 125.3, and he set a 125.2 in this qualifying session. So in time trials he may have chances to get a sub 25 and get into a 124. Meanwhile, we are about to exit the Maggots and Beckett's complex. We exited Chapel and we're now into the Honda Straight, and we're seeing that we are overall improving by 4.5 tenths of a second. And now exiting Stowe, we're seeing that we didn't improve anything. We're heading into the final corners, and we are seeing that still we aren't improving as much as I was expecting. We crossed the line to set the lap time of 125.798, which puts us into the front row. At least I bet Raptor. And we're seeing that no drivers are setting a lap time anymore, so qualifying is now over for everyone. And well, Tamal is very fast. He is very fast. Qualifying is now over, and I'll talk to you about the qualifying results later on in a few seconds. So here is the qualifying results. Tamal got pole position, but I got into second place. But Tamal was so fast, and he humiliated the whole field and also myself, because he set a lap time 5 tenths faster than me. 5. Damn, he's pretty fast. Raptor got third place. Terrific got fourth place. The AlphaTauri driver got fifth position. Churro got sixth. Jagger finished seventh in qualifying. Ochoa finished eighth. Godly, my new teammate, qualifying into ninth position, and Repko qualified into 10th position, the last one in the top 10. Meanwhile, the other ones that are outside of the top 10 but still in the top 14 are Guardian, David, Oscar, and Zodiac. The other three, well, are not mentioned here because they are in the last three positions of the grid. So let's now get into the pre-race strategy. Alright, so here is the race strategy. Well, that I was just in a first glance because I wasn't having the proper strategy. I decided to start on mediums, but yeah, it wasn't going to be a planned 100% medium hard strategy. Yeah, I was just not sure if I'm going to do that strategy or not, or either I'll do a medium soft strategy, or a medium soft medium strategy. Well, I don't know, but the thing is, I'm going to start on mediums, and meanwhile with car setup changes, they are nothing, and with the fuel, I decided to go a little bit aggressive, going down a little bit to 49 kilograms, but still not in the under fuel zone. So let's just head into this, into the start of the race. Remember that there's no formation lap, so let's just get straight into the race. Alright, so we are about to just wait for the players to get loaded, but now it's time for the factory lights being turned on, and we are on the way for the British Grand Prix. We're seeing that Zodiac has jumped the start, although he hasn't get a penalty. I don't know what happened. That might be a connection issue, and we are heading into the Billish corner, and we're seeing that we made contact with them all, and we almost been, and that is just some intense fight. Now starting the race, and we are now exiting entry to enter the Wellington Straight, and we already overtook the now left Zodiac. I don't know what happened to him. I think he had some network issues, or I don't know, but that was very unexplainable for him. But meanwhile, I'm not planning to overtake them all until the TRS is now activated, and maybe overtake him, and the virtual safety car got deployed because a driver has retired from the race, and I don't know who was that driver. I don't know, but that might be a Haas who retired. So, well, I don't know which Haas has retired, although you might have known because you have saw that the bottom of the screen who has retired, but I just didn't saw a thing, so yeah, I wasn't paying much attention with it, but we're just waiting until the virtual safety car ends. Then we have to wait until the end of the virtual safety car to race again, which is going to be heading into the village corner in lap 2, and we're seeing that the Mal got the tractor penalty, and that is something that I am surprised that he have received that thing. I think he's got too aggressive with the delta time, and well, I didn't expect him to do this mistake. And well, drive-through penalty means that you have to go through the pit lane, and that is really painful, and more if you're in Silverstone like we are doing, because this is the slowest pit lane ever. Well, in all of these 24 circuits that are in F1 23, so that's like receiving like a 35-second time penalty. So tomorrow we'll have a painful race to come. Yeah, that's what happens if you get the drive-through penalty. It gets you a harsh penalty. But there's no stop-go penalties unlike in real life, and well, he's serving it in this lap, well, at the end of this lap, and well, that means that I am now leading the race, and well, hope I can maintain that lead race, although I don't think that might last really long, because Raptor is less than a second behind me, and also the DRS is now enabled because we are now on lap 3, so I have to be a little bit fast, and also I need to manage my tires, because look at the front tires, they are now into 100 degrees Celsius. Well, in other words, I have to say that the front tires are now into 3-digit numbers, so yeah, I have to take care a little bit more, or else I would have to deal with a little bit of tire wear with the front tires. So yeah, I have to be a little bit careful, and also a bit faster in order to maintain the little race, but I don't think that'll last long. Unfortunately, they had catch me on the very next lap, and I'm in danger of losing the race lead, and we're seeing that Raptor is going to overtake me into Wellington Straight. I decided to not do much effort, and I was expecting to do a switchback, and well, he left me a little bit of space into the inside, but I decided to not go for it, and we're seeing that the Terrific is trying to overtake me because he got a very exit at lap field, and we're seeing that we make contact, and that is a fight for second place, and I just went wide. That's pretty bad for me, and we are now heading into the Maggots and Beckett's complex, and we are still in second place, although yeah, that is just pretty bad for me, because yeah, I didn't have DRS and he overtook me very easily, and well, we are now in second place, and well, hope I can get a little bit of time to manage a little bit more tires, but still get the DRS gap with myself and Raptor in order to still have chances to fight for the race lead, although that might seem a little bit out of reach, because we're seeing that Raptor might have a very straight line speed than me, but I don't know, let's just see if I can overtake him in the Wellington Straight. We are now lap 5, and we are exiting entry for the Wellington Straight. We're seeing that Tamal got the fastest lap of the race, and we're seeing that Terrific is trying to overtake me. That was just very bad for me, and we are about to overtake Raptor down to the inside, but I failed to do it, And oh man, terrific overtook me down the inside into left field, and now I dropped down to third place. That's just pretty bad for me. And well, I might say that I decided to maintain that place and let the two drivers fight for the race lead, so I can see them destroy their tires, and thus I can get a little bit of advantage with the tire, and I can have a better pace than these two drivers. But well, let's see. They are having a little bit of a tight fight. Meanwhile, I just got a almost disastrous exiting stall because I almost got all the way into the wall, but fortunately I could save that thing. But that meant that I lost a few, well, not seconds, just turns, and also my tire stretched a little bit more, so that meant that way more tire wear. But it's not the end of the world yet, so we still have chances to fight for the race lead. But I'll let those drivers fight wheel to wheel very hard in order to let them destroy their tires, and let's just wait. And this is just going to be a long game. Well, let's see if the results can get into good things for me. Now we are lap 9, and we're seeing that we are very close to these drivers, so that might get from letting them fight until the tires get worn out to a three-way fight for the win. So that means that long game is getting in my advantage. We're exiting store, and we're seeing that America's gone into a accident, and he's gone into a wall, and unfortunately he's crashed and deployed the safety car. That is the worst time that a safety car got deployed, because right before it I just got past the pit lane, and that'll be a long way to the pit lane, having to go for another lap. And yeah, that is going to be a 2-minute pain, because the other drivers that were behind us are boxing, including Tamal, and that's just going to be a pain for Raptor and myself, and including Churro and the AlphaTauri driver, because those drivers neither boxed. None of those 4 drivers that I mentioned, which one of them is me, boxed. Yeah, that's just going to be a painful way to the pit lane, and I know that I might lose a lot of places, and that might cost the race. So yeah, that's just going to be very, very, very painful. But still, at least it is sent over. So yeah, we can have chances to make a great comeback. But well, let's see how many places we're going to lose after that pit stop. And well, here we are in the pit lane, and yeah, that is going to be a painful pit stop, and it is going to be a terrible one. And yeah, that's just painful. But yeah, I knew that it was going to be so painful that I was in my mind thinking of staying out, but that would be a terribly risky gamble that needed to make another safety car deploy right after that safety car, well, this safety car ended. But yeah, I decided to box for hearts in this lap, because on that decision that would be a worse one, because one, you'll have to deal with tire wear, and secondly, you need to pray that another driver crashes heavily enough to provoke a safety car, and that should be right after this safety car ended. So yeah, despite having to do that pain, I decided to stop for hearts. And yeah, before the safety car, I decided to do that default strategy the engineer told me. Well, but inverted because the default strategy was a hard medium. I decided to do it inverted, well, at least starting with mediums, but yeah, at last I decided to do the inverted strategy, so it is a medium hard strategy, so we're going to stay out for the rest of the race. So meanwhile we are heating up our tires, and let's just wait until the safety car ends in that bunched up field. We're just waiting for one driver to join into that bunched up field, and after that, well, let's just do that thing, heat up our tires, and wait until the safety car ends, just as I said seconds earlier. So yeah, why was needing to say that again? So let's just jump straight until the end of the safety car, because to be honest, nothing happened during the safety car period. So yeah, let's do that thing. And well, we are now at the end of lap 12, and that wait for the safety car has ended now. Well, because we are now realizing that the safety car is ending in this lap, and he has, well, the driver who is driving the safety car, which is Perry Mylander, I don't know if I named him correctly, sorry about that, but he entered the pit lane, and we are now returning to racing. And unfortunately, I just got too far away from the field because I didn't do a decent relaunch, although the relaunch was fine, but I was just too far away from the field that are in front of me. And fortunately enough, I was heating up the tires enough to get into the optimal temperature. And meanwhile, we're seeing it to Brooklands that 3 drivers got contact and got into an incident, and now I am up into P5, but that won't last long because Kamal is trying to overtake me, and he is trying to overtake me and decided to not wait until the Hankan straight. Instead, he decided to overtake me into cops down the inside very easily. I decided to not do much effort in order to defend his, my place, because he has a 3-second time penalty. That means that I am still in 5th position because of his penalty. Still, I think I might mention that place at worst because the AlphaTauri driver that is behind me couldn't overtake me in the hangar straight, so he might have the same straight line speed as me, or maybe slightly faster, but not enough to overtake me very easily, or maybe he might get a slower straight line speed, but it was a little bit the same or maybe higher because of my slipstream. We are now in lap 14, and I think it is going to make a DRS train, and we're seeing that Godley is ahead of Raptor and Tamal, which means that he's on the podium, and well, hope he can maintain that place in order to make good points in the constructors, but he has been overtaken by Raptor, and he's down to 4th place, and also he has a 3-second time penalty, so his podium position will be affected by his penalty, although he's guaranteed he's lost the podium because he's been overtaken, and also Tamal overtook Godley, and he's down to P5, and he is just ahead of me. So, well, hope he behaves well with me, and hope he helps me. And we are now entering the hangar straight, and we are seeing that Godley is seeing that I am going to overtake him. Well, I'm going to catch him, and decided to voluntarily give my place, well, give his place to me, and he decided to just be a little bit gentle with me, not like with other drivers in the previous races, but good on him, at least he's behaving good with me, so at least that's one plus for Gomley, at least he's good with me. So there's now enabled, and we're seeing that Sweeter is also struggling, and he might drop down to P4 with Tamal overtaking him into Wellington Straight, but he's trying to defend his place, and we are seeing that Tamal has completely overtaken Sweeter, before Brooklands, and he's down to 4th place. Meanwhile, I'm aiming to overtake him in the hangar straight, but he's very slow. He might drag me because you know, he might be slow, and I'm not planning to overtake him now. And well, he's run out of ERS, and well, hope he isn't dragging me behind, and fortunately he did not do that thing, and we are about to overtake Sweeter down the inside into the hangar straight, well, in the hangar straight before Stowe, and we are up into P4 that will be converted into the podium because Tamal's penalty. Meanwhile, we are into racing again, and we're seeing that Tamal is about to overtake Raptor, and they're wheel to wheel into Stowe, and well, Tamal has overtaken Raptor very easily, and he's up into 2nd place. And I was going to say that we have recently gotten out from a virtual safety car because Oscar retired from the race, but nothing happened during the virtual safety car, but yeah, just that Oscar retired from the race, and yeah, that was the only thing that happened. That caused the virtual safety car. Other than that, nothing happened. No position changes. Just that Tamal got a very good relaunch after the virtual safety car, and we're seeing that there is maybe a 3-way fight for the race lead, or maybe it's just a DRS train that I might be joining. Hope it is not the second option. And well, we are now approaching these drivers, and I think they are also managing their tires. They're smart, not like when they were not like when Raptor and Terrific were fighting for the race lead. I was going to say they, but the only driver that is on this fight and also was on that fight for the race lead was Raptor. So yeah, I just regret saying they. And we're seeing that Jaguar, the only has on the track, has been overtaken by these two drivers, and he's down to 3rd place. And we are seeing that he has 2 3-second time penalties, so that means that he has 6 seconds of penalties accumulated, and I'm trying to overtake him, maybe planning to overtake him into village corner, and hope I can do this thing. And meanwhile, we are about to dive home him into the inside, and we see that he closed me, and he made me spin. That's just no way. I cannot believe he's done to me, and I've dropped down to 8th place, but got quickly up to 6th place because 2 drivers got into an incident and they slowed up each other, and I'm up into 6th place, and we're seeing that I am behind my teammate once again. And despite that, I just got down 1 place because the AlphaTauri driver and Godly both have 3-second time penalties, and they are less than 3 seconds ahead of me, so I might jump them all the way to 4th place. As long as I don't get the penalty. Yeah, I just got a little bit confused with the words I was just choosing, but just a little bit, so hope it is not concerning you. Meanwhile, I got DRS, and unfortunately I wasn't too close with Godly, and we are seeing that he is letting me pass once again, showing that he is gentle with me, and we are up into 3rd place because we're seeing that Jaguar, despite making me spin, he is still less than 6 seconds ahead of me, so that means that I didn't lose anything, just the small chances to fight for the race lead, although these small chances might have disappeared anyway, so yeah, really I didn't lose anything, so yeah, I'm just trying to come back a little bit, just in case they get far away and I get the 3-second time penalty because I didn't get careful. Fortunately, I'm just having just 1 warning for now, so just let's be a little bit careful. And meanwhile, we're just trying to maintain our third place, although we are not in third place physically, and we are seeing that David triggered the safety car, and yeah, I wasn't expecting that the safety car got deployed in that way, but well, at least I can have another chances to fight for the race lead. We are about to focus for soft tires because there's just only 6 laps to go, well, just only 7, and well, hope we can use a lot with those soft tires. So let's just do that thing, and we are about to enter the pit lane, and we're seeing that, what the hell is doing Tamal? He stayed out, meanwhile our drivers decide to just go into the pit lane, and we're not into the pit lane. We're seeing that, what the hell? 5-second time penalty for me? For what? Man, you cannot do this to me. You cannot do this to me. Later on, I just found out why I got the penalty, and it was because I just got a severe collision with the AlphaTauri driver, but I didn't touch him, or if I made contact, I just touched him. He didn't get anything damaged. Yeah, the game can be ridiculous at the time, but I was about to complain, but I was just a little bit angry, but I decided to just go on, and later on after the race report that thing, although probably they dismissed that thing because it might be a deserved one, so yeah, I think that won't be any point to send the report, but well, let's see if we can have a chance, but maybe not, I'm not sure about it. So let's just clean up our tires and hope we can come back a few places as long as the penalty is allowing me to do that thing. Meanwhile, we're just waiting until the safety car ends, and thus the field getting bunched out. So let's just wait that thing, with the safety car to get into the pit lane, and thus we get into racing once again. And that moment is about to happen, because it is going to happen beginning lap 22, and we're seeing that the safety car is now ending because the safety car got into the pit lane. And well, when the safety car was getting into the pit lane, Kamal was just very slow, controlling the field in a very slow speed, and I just got a sausage curve entering club, and that meant that I lost a few tenths. Fortunately, despite having a 5-second time penalty, the two drivers in front of me got 6 seconds of penalties accumulated, so that means that if these two drivers are less than a second ahead of me, that means that I'll get up into the podium position, and we are setting the fastest sector, and we are now heading into lap field, and we are nearby them, and we are feeling a lot grip here with those soft tires, and I'm trying to overtake the AlphaTauri driver down the inside. Well, I began to do that overtake into Woodcote, and into Cups I ran wide, and we overtook me, unfortunately, and we are heading into Maggots and Beckett's in 5th position physically, and we're seeing that we almost rear end the AlphaTauri driver, but we're seeing that Jagger is going to be overtaken by the AlphaTauri driver, but we're seeing that Tamal is out of the race, and we're seeing that there's just a time fight for 2nd place, and we are seeing that Draco is trying to join that fight, but we're seeing that that fight might end up between Jagger and myself, and wow, that surprised me that Tamal decided to retire from the race. And well, I think the reason he retired from the race is because he crashed into the wall, because into the into the top of the screen it showed us the signal that that Tamal is out of the race, and that doesn't show when someone retires voluntarily from the race. And well, that might seem that Tamal has crashed into the wall and damaged his suspension. So yeah, pretty bad for him. Another DNF, and he's yet to finish a race in this league. So yeah, I feel bad for him. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Another race without finishing for him. Meanwhile, we are now heading into Hunger Straight. We're seeing that Jared got wide into the last section of Beckett's, and we overtook him very easily when the Hunger Straight began, and we are up into second place. But that still doesn't mean that I have P2 secure, because remember, I have a 5-second time penalty, and another driver, which is a Williams, I don't know who was that Williams, it's yet to receive a penalty, and I need to be more than 5 seconds ahead of that driver in order to not lose my second place. So I need to drive fast and hope I can do that thing. But aiming for the race win needs to be that I have to drive like God, but unfortunately I cannot drive like God. I'm not capable to do that thing. Raptor is in track in first place, and also I have the 5-second time penalty, so that means that the quest to overtake Raptor is getting from hard to impossible. Not impossible, he might spin or maybe crash into a wall in DNF, but in order to do this thing without having Raptor spinning and crashing into a wall makes that quest into an impossible situation. I exceeded the track limits, I got another warning, so I have to be way more careful. If I get one more warning, I get a 3-second time penalty, so that means that I get 8 seconds of penalties accumulated, and thus I might lose a lot of places, get demoted down to 5th place maybe, but let's prevent that. Let's prevent that thing. So we are now 2 laps to go, and hope we can maintain that position. Well, nothing happened in the last 2 laps, so we are now into the final lap of the race, exiting the Hunger Straight and heading into Stowe. We're seeing that we're still in second, and we didn't got another warning, and thus still have with this 5-second time penalty, and we're heading into Clock Corner, exiting that corner, and we are about to cross the line in second place. Raptor wins the race, and we are seeing that I maintained my second place, and well, the papers got inverted. Well, in other words, in the previous race I got the win and Raptor finished second because of these penalties. Now I finished second because of my penalties, although crossed the line in second, so we didn't swap our papers, and Raptor won the race. Fortunately, I could maintain my second place, and I just realized that Raptor drove very cleanly in this race. I don't think he has got involved into a crash in this race, neither in qualifying, and that means that I don't think the drivers will report him unless he has one crash that made a driver report him. But I decided to not report the penalty that I got, that I just thought it was unfair. But well, I just finished second, although I wasn't very happy not get the win, but still, we just finished second on track, and Raptor dropped cleanly. So yeah, that was a very good race. Shusho finished third place, the one who didn't get the penalty, and what a comeback for him, because he started from 16th place And also what a comeback for Suter, because he started from 15 but finished 4th. The AlphaTauri driver finished 5th, the same position as he started. Gardner finished 6th, Drakov 7th, Jagger 8th, and Gottlieb finished 9th, and Churro was the last driver to finish in the points. So yeah, despite finishing the race, he didn't get points, and the other drivers got DNF'd. So that was it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that video and the race, and hope I can win another race, maybe in the next race, but well, let's see.